to my channel. Today is Ask Me Anything Part 1. I am so excited to be getting started. Thank you so much for sending your questions. Just want to clarify something right now before we begin. This series will now be a 2-part series instead of a 3-week series, simply because of timing and various circumstances have come up in the last couple of days since I released my promo video, and I've now realised that I don't have the time when I return to Northern Ireland to film for 3 weeks. So I apologise about that, but let's forget it and let's get into the video. Okay, so this week's theme is going to be on faith. So the first question I think that's really important to address is, what is faith and is it important? So when I looked up on the English dictionary, I've got the definition down below, so I'm going to read it out to you. The definition that came up for faith in the Oxford Dictionary was complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So that to me really summarizes what faith is. And why is it important? Well, for me personally, of someone who has a faith and follows Christianity, it just sums it up in the definition. It's putting your trust in something or someone that you know the truth about. In our case, it would be the Bible and obviously Jesus and God. And it's so important that people understand, even if they don't want to embrace that kind of lifestyle, it's really important that you understand what faith is, so that if you were to, I don't know, challenge someone who has a religion, doesn't matter what religion it is, you need to know why they believe in that religion. So I think that's really kind of explains what faith is and why it's important. The second question is, do you think Jesus was religious, or rather, does he support religion? Yes, I do believe Jesus was religious. I could quote several Bible verses here and kind of Bible bash this video, but I really don't want to do that. I want to explain rather than whip the Bible in. But I think what I'll do is I'll put verses in the description box related to the question, so if you want to look it up and get clarification for that, then you can do. My answer to this question was was Jesus religious? Yes, he is. I don't think he could have been the person he was without knowing about his religion. So obviously Jesus wasn't Christian, he was Jewish, and on several occasions in the Bible, he challenges the Jewish leaders and tells them maybe what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right. And when they challenge him, he challenges them with scripture. So if he wasn't religious, and he didn't say in the Bible before his death, he prays to God in the Garden of Gethsemane and he says, "Let your will be done, not mine," or something along those lines. And for someone who is religious, you need to have that faith, you need to have that trust in something. So for Jesus to be able to trust God, I personally believe, yes, he was religious, and that just emphasizes why people follow him in Christianity. And does he support religions, or does he support religion? I agree. I think he does support religion. I mean, you couldn't call yourself Christian and follow him and say that Jesus loves you if he didn't support you. So yes, I do agree. Some people might differ with me about Jesus being religious. I think he does. Does he love everyone regardless of your religion? Absolutely. Jesus is not someone who just comes to people who decide to become Christian. He loves everybody on this earth. He does care for your life. He loves Muslims, he loves Hindus, he loves Christians, he loves Jews, he loves people who doesn't have a faith. He is very wide-stretching with his love and support for everybody. So I believe that he is fully behind people who live off a religious lifestyle and those who don't. Next question is, what is your opinion of life? Ooh, that was a deep one when it came in. But I think in terms of maybe what life is very, very precious. It's not long lasting, obviously. We have a time where we're born and we have a time when we die. But I think you should live your life the way you want to. You should never be forced to do something or live a life that you don't want to live. And yeah, like I said, it's very, very precious. You don't know when your time will end. Sorry to be somber, but yeah, just live it the way you want to do. Embrace every opportunity that you have, and if you have a talent, run with that. If you have a gift through service in your faith, run with that. If you have a passion for a certain career and you really want to do it and people aren't behind you, go for it, because you never know where that will lead you. And yeah, just embrace life. Woo! The next question is, what is your greatest fear? I put this into the faith topic because I think one of my greatest fears is related to my faith, and some people have a phobia of certain things on earth, aka me with spiders, but I think one of my greatest fears is probably dying. Again, I hate to be morbid, but in some way I am not excited. Maybe excited is the wrong word, but I think because of my faith, I know there's the possibility of going to heaven, which I'm excited for, because it's so much better than anything that I could have in this world. But at the same time, of course I'm scared of dying. I don't think there's anybody in this world who says that they're not scared of dying, and if they are, fantastic, congratulations to you. But I think, going back to the last question, you should live your life because you never know when your end will be. And yeah, woo! How do I live a life that pleases God? This is it's not a hard question to answer, but at the same time, I think it depends on your circumstances. It depends where this question is coming from. You know, are you someone who is not a full-time Christian, but is someone who is serving the church? And are you saying now that, you know, how do I live my life pleasing God by serving the church? Or are you talking about just your general life? I think everybody's life is different, and the way you approach things in life are different. But I personally would tell anybody, just live your life not free of rules, because obviously then, you know, you kind of go off the rails, but you don't have to be a perfect person. You don't have to be a perfect Christian. If you're not ready to serve in your church, however that is, or whatever you do with that, then I wouldn't go into that until you're fully prepared and you understand the enormity of what it is to serve God, or whatever you believe in that circumstance. But I think, yeah, be yourself would be something. Don't be a person that someone or you think will please someone else, or you think will please God. If you're struggling, ask someone maybe in your church or your family or whoever you think you can approach about on that topic. It is a very hard question for me to answer, because I don't live a perfect life. Nobody does. So I do things to please God, but I don't think like every time, and I probably should think more about this when I go out in my life and think, am I pleasing God right now? But I think if you live that life where you're paranoid about pleasing God, you're not going to enjoy life. So maybe just, I don't know what situation you're in, I would ask or encourage you to go and get guidance on that. I don't know whether I'm the right person to explain that to you, but yeah, definitely get guidance on that, pray about that. Maybe look in the Bible for verses which would encourage you on that kind of topic. But yeah, you don't have to be perfect. That's the most important thing to know. How do I stand up to people who bully me for my faith? This actually really touched my heart when I heard this, because I went through that. Not severely, but I think you get teased a lot for having a faith or following any kind of religion. And it's not allowed, first of all. So whoever bullies you, you know, stop, because who gives you the right to bully anybody about their faith? But I think if you stand steadfast and you show them that no matter what they're going to put at you, it's not going to affect you, and actually it's not going to change your mind about your faith, and they can tease you and they can bully you as much as you want. But for me, getting to the point in my life and my journey with God where I knew that anybody could throw crap at me and I could take it, because I knew that this is a part of life, and that's what God's trying to show you. God is trying to tempt you and to show you that there will be trials and there will be tribulations, but because of that, something bigger is going to happen. And actually, if you're being bullied for your faith, that is only a part of your journey. So for me, how do I stand up to people? Just tell them on the off, look, I respect you for who you are. Please respect me for who I am. You're not going to change me. I'm not going to push you to follow what I believe. And yeah, just show mutual respect, even if they don't give it back to you. But as long as you show compassion and love to other people, and that is one way I think which you can grow and which you will stand comfortably in your faith, and how that will help you work with the bullying. And is this the last question? It is the last question. So, how do you find a church at university? So this is a very good question, actually, very relevant, as I'm finishing my first year of uni and I was a fresher in September. I think it takes a long time, or did take a long time for me to find the perfect church. I don't know whether you'll ever find the perfect church, but definitely if you're a fresher, get involved in your CU, because your CU can help you with that. And don't just settle for one church. I would say explore churches, and even let's just branch this out, not just for university but for life. I think it's really, really important that you explore, that you don't just get settled in your church. Sometimes you're born into a church and you feel that your obligation is to that church and that you have to stay with that church, and that's fine. But especially if you are in maybe a church, or you don't go to church anymore because you find it really boring, but you kind of want to get back into it, I would definitely encourage you to find a church where you feel yourself, where you feel comfortable in. Don't just go to your family church because your family go, and that's fine. If they're against you, then that is hard. But the most important thing is that you are growing in your faith, and if you feel like you're not growing in that church, then maybe it is the right time to leave. If your family come with you, well, wow, you know, maybe they feel the same. Talk to your parents about it as well, or your friends, or whoever you go to church with. There are various options out there, I'm sure, in your local communities, but in terms of university, definitely get plugged in with the Christian Union. Don't settle for one church, explore it. Sometimes you find your church the first time you go and think, wow, I don't need to go anywhere else. Other times you're like me, and the amazing thing about my church here in Manchester is that it's completely different to my church back home. So I go to a Church of Ireland church back home, which is basically like a branch off the Church of England. So it's quite traditional in a way, but my church over here is very informal. We have like a band, we have teas and coffees. You don't have to wear like dresses to church. You can rock up in your jeans, can't even think of the word, have a hoodie on, and it doesn't matter because everybody wants to praise God. So definitely find a church that is really, really important to you, and that, like I said, you grow in and you feel that you can serve and just become mature in your faith. So that is all the questions that I have, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun answering these questions. I hope this has helped you guys in some way. Definitely feel free to message me at any point via YouTube or my Facebook page, my Twitter page, Instagram, whatever you have, then definitely get involved in that. So for next week, it's going to be a general Q&A session. I'm going to use the questions that I didn't use in this video, and then I will maybe use a bit more. So if you haven't asked your questions already, then definitely get involved. Your deadline for next week will be Wednesday night at 9 p.m. that's UK time, and yeah, keep sending them because I absolutely love reading them. I hope you've enjoyed this video, beautiful people. You know the drill. Keep smiling because that's so important. Spread love and not hate in 2017, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Bye! Hi there, want to watch more? Click right over here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face or you can press the red button below this video. Once there, don't forget to hit on the bell button so you get notified for all my videos that I upload. And if you want to follow me on social media, just click on the icons under my channel banner.